Welcome to All About the Philippines. Today's video is for the first time traveler and it's called Philippines, Things to Know Before You Go. I'm going to give you loads of information and 15 tips that will be sure to get your vacation off to a great start. We'll kick it off in a flash. Looking to date a Filipina or already dating or married to a Filipina? I use my experiences around my relationship with my Filipino wife of 6 years, as well as my professional experience as a qualified relationship counsellor for the past 10 years to help you on your way. Are you after information, tips and resources for a successful relationship with a Filipina and maintain it? Too easy. Just take a second to subscribe and click the bell icon and I promise you'll never miss out again. Number 1, be sure to know the conditions of your check-in baggage on your flight. You need to know what the weight allowance for your check-in baggage is because some airlines are becoming very strict around this and you don't want to be one of those people at the airport opening their luggage on the floor, working out what they need to discard and keep or having to pay an extra weight allowance. Different airlines and fares may have different weight allowances. Number 2, as with your check-in luggage, know the conditions around your carry-on luggage, the dimensions and weight in particular for your carry-on bag. You don't want to get to the check-in and be told your carry-on luggage is too big or too heavy. Number 3, ensure you know the conditions of your flight around cancellations and changes of your flight. Many people book their flight 2 or 3 months out and things can change during that time. Some flights are unable to be cancelled and others may cost a fee to change. Number 4, take a blue or black pen with you, or maybe even 2 pens with you on the plane where it's easily accessible on your flight. You will need it before leaving the plane to fill in your declaration to enter the Philippines. Pens can be hard to find at the airport. Further to this, take some toilet paper or wet wipes with you. You can see my recent video on this called 2 Essential Items When Visiting the Philippines. Number 5, if you're landing in Manila at Terminal 1, know where the meeting point is if someone is going to be meeting you there. I have done a video on this previously which shows you exactly how to get there. So for those that might be interested, check the card at the top of the screen now. But just quickly, it's not very hard to find once you know where it is. So as you go out the main doors of Terminal 1, go straight across the road where the crossing is and go down the tunnel and that will lead you straight to the meeting point. Local people will be across the road, so make yourself visible and when they see you they'll be allowed to come across to meet you. And if no one's meeting you there, then you want to get yourself a taxi. So from the airport you can get either yellow taxis or white taxis. I suggest getting a yellow taxi, and before you get in, ask the driver if he's going to have his meter on. Some drivers will try and leave the meter off and charge you well in excess of the normal fare. Study up on taxi scams in the Philippines from my various scams in the Philippines playlist. And for those landing in Cebu, well, predominantly down there they have white taxis, and I've never really heard any bad stories about taxis there, but again, just make sure that their meter's going to be on, or if you're happy to organise a price with them, then you may do so. Number 6, I'm often asked by new travellers to the Philippines, should they tip? My answer is that it's not a requirement or an expectation that you tip in the Philippines. Some restaurants may have a surcharge of some sort, but tipping the waiter is not really expected. Now, of course, they'll be happy to accept tips if you're kind enough to offer. I generally tend to give a small 20 to 100 peso tip depending on how good the service was, and generally keep the tips for very good taxi drivers, a waiter who is given very good service, or a bellboy at the hotel who grabs the bags and takes you to their room and gives you a quick run through of the room's facilities. But really the choice is up to you. Number 7, do not drink the local water anywhere in the Philippines, even if in a restaurant. Ask if the water is bottled and never drink or brush your teeth from tap water. Now, some people may tell you that in Manila the local water is fine, but for me, I would rather play it safe and make a standard rule not to drink any tap water at all anywhere in the Philippines, including ice, which some people do forget about. Number 8, think very hard about your itinerary in the Philippines. Be sure you have enough time at each destination to fully enjoy and appreciate what it has to offer. You don't want to be in a constant rush that you feel highly stressed and don't really enjoy the vacation. It's better to see less but enjoy more. Number 9, a large amount of patience is required when in Metro Manila. Traffic is hectic, and to get a short distance can take you over an hour in peak traffic. If you need to deal with government departments around extending visas, etc., that can also be time consuming sometimes, and what in your country may be a quick process can take much longer in the Philippines. And catching public transport can also require a lot of patience. Waiting in line for a taxi, bus, or at the airport can certainly take much longer than one would be used to. So be sure to allow plenty of time when catching a taxi or a grab to the airport for a flight, and allow plenty of time to go through the check-in. Number 10, internet in the Philippines can vary greatly depending on where you are. Some hotels may have very fast internet and others may have internet that is almost non-existent. For some people this may be a problem and others not so, as they may be happy to go to an internet cafe to keep in contact with family and friends. But if you're looking to upload videos to family and friends on Facebook or YouTube, then this may pose a problem for you if you're somewhere where the internet is very slow. I've been in places in the Philippines it's taken up to 24 hours to upload a 5-minute video. Number 11. This one's for all the romantics visiting their new Filipino girlfriend for the very first time. Be sure to bring some gifts for your Filipina, and a few things for her relatives would be very much appreciated. They don't need to be anything expensive. Your girlfriend would probably love chocolate, as most Filipinas do, that you bring with you from your country, and maybe different types of biscuits or cookies. Number 12. Pack as lightly as possible. It is difficult to be travelling around with a large suitcase. Believe me, I've done that and I can tell you how difficult that is. So if you're going on your own, perhaps limit yourself to a backpack with just 3 changes of clothes with shirts, shorts and underwear. Maybe just one light jacket if you intend to go up into the mountainous areas. Otherwise, you'll have no need for any jackets at all. And clothing can be brought very cheaply if required in the Philippines. Number 13. I'm often asked by my viewers if they should eat street food in the Philippines. I've eaten street food on occasions in the Philippines, something like a corn on the cob, which is very nice, and I didn't get sick, but remember, food handling procedures in the Philippines is far different to that in the Western countries. Is the food properly cooked right through, and how long may it have been sitting on a bench or in a cart before you have bought it? And flies are certainly another issue altogether. Not to mention that in Metro Manila the fumes from the cars would surely get into the food sitting close by the roads. So for me, I try and avoid street food, especially in Manila, but mostly also in the Philippines in general. Number 14. Another question I've been asked a lot in recent times is around the coronavirus. Should you change your plans or still go to the Philippines? Well, obviously this is a personal choice, but be aware some people may be placed into quarantine if they've come via certain countries into the Philippines, and that includes even on a layover. For others, I say at the moment things are probably fine, but perhaps take a supply of good quality face masks, and just in case, always keep a close eye on all travel warnings on a daily basis. And it wouldn't hurt to probably take a few little bottles of those hand sanitizers that you can keep cleaning your hands all throughout the day, just to be on the safe side. Number 15 is travel insurance. My view is you don't want to be stuck in the Philippines in a hospital from getting sick or being in an accident of some sort. This can cost you a small fortune if you don't have good comprehensive travel insurance. For a couple of $100, it's great peace of mind, and as I always say, if you can't afford travel insurance, then you can't afford to travel. Be sure to check out my travel tips and information playlist in the end screen card appearing now. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate all your support. Take care and bye for now.